That's my goal. I want to make, when you get a promotion, you retire, you buy a house, your kid graduates, you get anything positive.
Well, I'm trying. That's why we're here. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a buddy of mine who's really into bourbons. And I'm at the store taking pictures of what's there. And like,
Sure.
oh, shit.
Whether it's true or not.
And now I got 25 followers.
Absolutely. Right? And that's the beginning, and it's just going to grow. And that's the universe giving you a pat on the back. That's right.
Right.
That's supposed to be Charlie and I. That's my big white dog.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Cheers. Thank you.
So here's my little intro. Hopefully you like it.
All right.
Some people like to follow rules. Other people like to forge their own path.
Yes, sir.
And what's always intrigued me are the creators of the world. The ones that who like to trade comfort for discipline.
Yeah.
And fight resistance with, I'm trying not to cheat and look, fight resistance with routine. Jeez, I screwed it up. So the guy I'm with sitting right now used to be a whitewater rafting guide.
Yes, sir.
And so like literally, he used to take people down wild rivers.
Yep.
And he had a bit of a wild ride this morning.
Yeah.
And what quite impressed me a lot is I didn't call me and cancel and say, oh my God, I can't do it today. I got this thing going on. It's just not going to happen. He's like, hey, can you give me an extra hour? And I just thought that was a testament to your conviction and your character.
Oh, well, thank you.
To a guy that you don't even know.
Yeah.
That's got, I actually wrote down 25 followers. I went and checked 24, but hopefully 25.
25 now. That's right. Yes, sir.
So we're growing in. I'm a local guy in
awesome.
Town. And so he's someone that's crafting some of the most original, award-winning spirits in the country.
We're trying. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. And that's what I'm hoping to get into. I don't think this is going to be about whiskey and gin and bourbon.
Okay.
I think this is going to be about obsession, place, and relentless pursuit of something that matters. So let's get into it.
Yes,
I've got
sir.
founder of Still 630, Dave Weglarz.
Nailed it. Just like it's spelled, but everybody tries to mess it up. They try to put the L in front of the G and say, Weglarz.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Cheers. Thank you. No, there's a lot of interesting stuff in your intro there. I noticed a lot of thoughts, aspects of Stoicism. I don't know if you're familiar with that philosophy.
Well, let me take my watch off. See if you know this reference.
Good. Yeah. Jocko Willink. Good.
It hit me so hard.
I love that. I've listened to that probably.
I had to get it. I listened to it all the time.
150 times. Yeah, absolutely. It just fires up. I've got a couple of his books, and what you said rang true with me because I have consciously searched out motivational people in life. And it's not rich people, successful people. It's people that are about discipline, that are about commitment to excellence, that are trying to forge a path of self-improvement, right? So Jocko Willink's at the top of that list, right next to David Goggins and those kinds of guys, right?
Who's that other guy that's kind of with him in that same group?
Cam Haynes?
There's another one I just discovered. He's got like the long beard and the braids.
Yeah, okay.
He's thin.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think of him as being that.
No, oh man. I'll come up with his name later.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, that's one of the benefits of, the internet out there, right? It's filled with trash. But our food landscape is filled with trash too. It's junk food, fast food, processed food, right? But so is the internet. But also, there's great restaurants, people doing farm to table, people bringing wholesome stuff and making it with passion and trying to, appreciate the local harvest, the fruits of the season, all those things, right? Just like on the internet, we got guys like you trying to put a highlight on people that are making quality stuff, doing it the right way, no matter what it is, right?
It has a passion.
There are people that care, and there's nothing more contagious than passion, right? I've always said, you could be sitting here talking about crocheting stuff, and I'm just using that, no offense to the crocheting community, just as my mom used to crochet, and I didn't care about it then, but when you talk to people that are passionate about anything, it's fascinating. And it makes you want to go out and either try that very thing or go do something and be passionate about that. And I love it. And it's one of my favorite things to do is talk about things I'm passionate about. Who doesn't love talking about things they love, right?
Right. And I mean, look at this place. And that's the thing is that
look at it.
You're not going to be successful with it if you hit your first little roadback and quit.
Yeah.
I mean, the number one to failure is quitting. That's like the highest percentage reason why people fail. Not because they actually failed. Yep. Because they quit.
I preach to my boys. I got 3 little boys, and one of that you can ask them, you haven't failed until you quit, right?
Right.
You're not done until you've had setbacks, you've had opportunities to grow, you've learned something, but you're not a failure until you quit. And that's a personal choice, right? Until you quit. It's not like you gave up, you got washed out, whatever. No, it's you made the decision to stop trying.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm still trying to figure this little show out and how I'm going to do. And what was interesting is seeing your candles over there, and it's like the universe speaks to you, dude. I don't get it. So I'm driving. Friday, I missed it. We missed the exit. I went with my uncle, brought my uncle over, got him out.
Thank you, by the way.
And came over here and I was surprised. He tried everything I tried. He's not much of a drinker, but
nobody's perfect.
But we came over here and we missed the exit. So this time I'm like, okay, let's not miss park and have to go and do a little loop on Walnut. And I drive by and I see a soap and candle supply store.
Yeah, it's right there, right off the exit. Yep.
And so I made soap some years ago. Yeah. And I'm wanting to get back into it. Yeah. And I'm looking for a sponsor for my show.
It's cool.
I'm like, dude, why are you looking?
Yeah.
You're looking right at it. I mean,
there you go.
Have my soap. So that's part of the reason why I got to bust out of here and get back down to Florida. We got to make a batch of soap, get some labels for it, take some product photos, get the website back up and running, and Shopify. We're going to use Shopify this time around and just get it going. And once I get it going, that's going to be my first sponsor.
Fantastic.
Me. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
if anybody believes in you, it's you, right? That's awesome.
So, and then I see that.
Yeah.
So you know where my next stop is after this?
Absolutely, right there.
Right there.
Candle wax, yeah. I mean, you said the universe speaks to you. I believe the universe conspires to help those that help themselves. If you get up and are pushing it and busting your butt and doing everything you can, and you have your eyes open and you're humble, like people are brought into your orbit to help you, and for you to help them. It's not a one-way street. It's not just everybody's coming out of the woodwork to help you, but opportunities arise, collaborations, people that can, fulfill and foment your passion, right? And your energy and push you out there and challenge you to think of different ways. This distillery is a litany. We could spend the next 5 hours talking about what some would consider the random quirks of fate, but I considered, divine intervention, right? I'm not trying to get religious. I'm just saying that I think the universe conspires to help people on a righteous path. And if you're out there trying your best and committed to, a righteous, positive goal, no matter what it is, it could be soap, it could be making spirits, it could be making crochet. It doesn't matter. If you're putting your whole essence into something, right, and truly committed, I think that you will find allies along the way, right? You have to start. You have to go. You have to say good, no matter what it is. It's good. I'm glad that we had a big spill this morning. It gave me a chance to clean the top of that.
Give me a chance
tank.
To get a nice intro written for you.
There you go, right? Welcome.
So it worked out.
Absolutely. Again, going back to Stoic philosophy, right? You can't be concerned with things outside of your realm of control. You have to accept them as they are, say that's life. It's great to be alive. Move on.
Well, and then you're kind of touching on something else by what you just said.
What's that?
Gratitude. One of the things 100%. I've learned in a recent book I read by Gary Fry, just opened my eyes to the gratitude thing, is gratitude by its essence is abundance. Yeah. Right? It's being thankful for what you have, not what you don't have.
The opposite of our comparison culture today, looking on social media and seeing everyone's got this and that. And I wish I want that. I want this. No, you're absolutely right. Gratitude. I am so thankful that I live in a country where I can pursue a crazy dream like this. I am so grateful that I have a wonderful wife who loves me and supports me and is an incredible mother to our 3 little boys who are all healthy, right? I don't care anything they do. They're smart, they're intelligent, they're athletic, they're funny, and they're all the things. But most of all, they're healthy, right? And not everybody can say that. And so I'm eternally grateful that we're so blessed, right? I've got challenges out the wazoo. I could sit here and complain for the next 2 days about all the crap that's going wrong and just challenges and setbacks and everything. But A, it doesn't get you anywhere. B, it focuses you on negatives, right? C, go back to your gratitude, right? I am so grateful that I am in a position to have these problems. And I've always thought that when I was...
Wow, love that. That's another Stoic kind of mindset, right?
Well, in the beginning...
Be grateful. Like, I love the one in the good video where it says... didn't get to promotion or lost something. It's like, good. Now you got time to get better.
Exactly. 100%. That's totally it, right? Good. I get to relearn something and tweak my process. I get to be incrementally better today. This whole business started as just an idea in my head. It was a dream. I had no background. I had no experience with this other than, aggressively taste testing for years, right? I definitely tasted the well, during my college and after college years. So I know what that is. But this only happened because I refused to quit. Because I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to throw all of my energy and my life into this. And I had some people that helped me get on the way and go do it. But it's been nothing but relentless, tireless, hard work for 13 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're actually kind of new in a way.
I think so.
A lot of distilleries, some of them are hundreds of years old.
There's the grandfathers that are in there. It's mostly Kentucky type guys, right? That are hundreds years old. And I say, we're just as good as them. We're better than them. They just have 100-year head start on us, right? I'm joking, but they started somewhere too, right? At some point, they were an idea. And they had, they were making stuff.
In the path, I just heard the story about Jack Daniels,
right?
And how he got his start,
yeah,
and how fortunate it was. That was like just luck.
The universe intervening, right?
Right. I mean, I was surprised. I never knew that story about.
And they
Jack
distilled
Daniels.
in St. Louis for a time,
right?
Yeah. But I mean, it's all these things, right? The fact that I started this out of nowhere with nothing and no idea, no experience. The idea that we could be over a decade later and I still get to do this. And that means sometimes, I got to mop the hell out of the floor because we had a big spill or this or that, or something went funky or something went wrong, or all these problems mean that I'm still in the fight. Right.
Well, I wake up and, I had to fly home for some doctor's appointments. I left my car, I had my motorcycle up here, Joe trailered it up here. And cool. I'm flying back home, and it's just like I've had a lifetime platinum on American for years.
Wow.
I've never gotten an upgrade.
Wow.
Guess when I got the upgrade? Coming back here.
Really?
And I thought to myself, dude, you're living it. You're doing it. You haven't figured out how to make money yet.
No.
That's going to come.
Exactly.
But I'm doing what I want.
But I love that mindset, right? You recognize, hey, when did this happen? It was when I'm following my passion. I'm following a dream here, right? The universe is like, hey, here's a little perk. You're on the right path. Let's encourage that. That's what I see. And that's how whether it's true or not.
And now I got 25 followers.
Absolutely. Right? And that's the beginning. And it's just going to grow. And that's the universe giving you a pat on the back and continue. Keep
Gary
going.
V. Are you familiar with Gary V?
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. You're like the first person I've asked, like, of 12 people that actually knew Gary Vee. He just posted, he has a picture of him on the phone looking all aggravated. And you're like, I've only got 10 views or 10 followers. And then it shows him in a room of 10 people. He's like, imagine being in a room of 10 people that you have their attention.
Right.
That's huge. Huge.
Yeah.
10 people.
Yes. That are paying attention to what you're saying. Absolutely.
I mean,
that's quality over quantity, right?
Right. Yeah. It's not vanity matrix. It's just focusing on the ones that are interested in what you have to say.
Yeah. Talk to the people that want to hear it.
I don't need 2,500 or 25,000 or whatever it is. I need, 25, 100 people. Imagine being in an auditorium with 100 people in there paying attention.
Yeah, because you could pay for bots and you could get 25,000 followers tomorrow.
Actually, I have a team, and it was very frustrating. They're like, "We don't have enough followers. We're going to get you some followers." I'm like, "Dude, no." And it's
disingenuous.
It added
right?
like 20 followers or 30 before I put the kibosh to it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's okay. It's good. I don't need that.
Right.
I don't need it.
Good for you.
And so I'm teaching my team along the way too, because he thought he was helping out, and I'm like,
sure.
And I
it was
started
with the right reasons. Yeah,
these are the right reasons. But I was just like, no, man.
Yeah.
We'll take it one step at a time.
Well,
the people that will follow us are the ones that want to hear us.
Absolutely. And I mean, I've always thought that, and that's part of what we're different and weird and quirky, is that the one thing that's people are most thirsty for, and pun intended there, I guess, is authenticity. Right?
Oh, you're right down my alley. My little thing that I got going on right now is called the Authority Union. It's a little group I'm trying to put together.
Okay.
And it's about building authority and thought leadership.
Yeah.
And walking you through that path. And I just put a pause on it because I was going, I was like, stepped back and I looked at what I was doing, and I putting everybody through the exact same pace as everybody else is doing. And I'm like, no, man, that's just wrong. What we have to do is break people down, start with gratitude. From gratitude, you're going to reduce entitlement. This Keith Thorne, who I just interviewed, talked about how without gratitude and with the lack and scarcity mindset, you have entitlement.
Yeah.
It causes you to have entitlement. So when we get rid of entitlement, we want to get rid of imposter syndrome. We want to get rid of scarcity.
Imposter syndrome's tough, though, right? Because it's a natural part of it. I've had it my entire life.
But it's part of a mindset of lack.
Do you think so?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll send you a book.
Okay.
From Gary Fry. He's one of my LinkedIn friends. He just wrote a book about imposter syndrome, and he's like, gratitude is a good way to fight that imposter syndrome, and because it starts from a mindset of abundance, and so that's how I'm reworking my authority union. Is I'm like, first let's start with gratitude. Let's then work on finding out who you really are. Then we can take your profile picture and set your headline and do your cover photo, because now we know who you are, and now you're being real. And people have this sixth sense about them, I think, especially even the younger generation. They can see through fake in a microsecond. That's fake.
I hope AI. So, because it's only getting tougher. Yeah,
it is getting tougher.
Yeah, but that's why I think that authenticity. You just underlined exactly what and said it better than I could have. Why authenticity matters, right? It's real. It's people living their lives. It's making their own choices. It's seizing, carpe diem. That's literally what it is, right?
Yeah. And another person I follow is Eckhart Tolle, living in the now, living today.
You only have
the future,
today.
Not living in the regrets of the past, not living in the dream of the future. Like I actually just wrote a post on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn a lot, if you can tell. I talk about it.
I noticed.
But I wrote a post where I'm like, sometimes you're living your dream. You're in it, but you're so focused on the dream of the future that you don't realize you're actually in the dream 100%. Right now. You've actually achieved everything that you're dreaming for, but you're so focused on the future, on how to get to it, that you lose it all, and you're not in the now, today,
That's
right now.
Exactly what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about I'm blessed to have these problems. This today was a blessing to come in here. It sucked. I spent 5 hours cleaning and mopping and doing all this stuff, and I'm still not totally done. Thank God that I can do that.
Right.
It's you just said it earlier. You were talking about the gratitude, right? And the ideas coming from the passion, but you're living in the now. You're here right now, right? This is everything that I dreamed of.
Really good.
It's a weird one. That was made by people, meaning it came out of our experimental program. And that was the recipe that all the customers, the people, we give out free experimental pours every month. And all we ask is feedback. And so we theme it up by quarter. So every 3 months, every quarter has an overall theme. And so that we just say, hey, if we made this type, if we made a wheat whiskey, if we made an agave spirit, if we made a barrel-aged gin, what do you folks want it to taste like? So we made 3 different barrel-aged gins. We crunched all the data. This was the result of what the people
so that's
wanted.
What all these bottles are, in case somebody's wondering.
That is, yes. So a little bit on the library. Let me come back to that.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Come back.
No, I was just saying, I had a thought about being present in the now, being here. What you have now is everything you dreamed of in the past, right? For me right now, I dreamed of a healthy, wonderful family, of a business that was a going concern. We're not taking over the world. We're not making tons of money, but we are viable, right? And we are growing, and we are trying to do our best to continue to put out better stuff. This is everything that David Weglarz 15 years ago fantasized about. And so if I sit here and fantasize about what I want it to be in 20 years, and damn it, we're not there yet, and well, look at how far away we are, that is anathema to where I should be, which is grateful and humble right here about, oh my God, this is fantastic. Yeah, we've got things to do and places to go, but I'm a huge believer in this never-ending pursuit of improvement as a person and as our business. And I don't mean to get that conflated with the idea of the corporate you must always increase your revenue quarter over quarter over quarter to infinitum, right?
Right.
It's that never-ending greed. That's not the same thing. This isn't a passion for improving your craft, for improving your personality, right? As a human. Those are parallel lines for me. I'm a much better person as I am now at 44 than I was at 34, as I was at 24, right? And I hope I'm a pale shadow of the man that I am at 54 and 64 and 74, right? I want to continue to get better as a human. I want this place to get better. But you have to stop and look at how far you've come. I don't know. I got off on a little tangent there, and I don't know how to wrap that up. But
that's okay. Well,
let's go back to the library.
Well,
I can talk about that.
I want to talk about the name really quick. So
yeah.
I hear this name, still 6:30, and I'm thinking, what is that? Is that AM 6:30? Is that what? And then I researched it and to figure out what the still 6:30 was, and I'm like, what an idiot.
No, not at all.
I mean, so
most people think it's our. Can I pour you a little rum?
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll let you share where the 6:30 comes from. I know it's right over there. I know where the 6:30 comes from. Yeah, part of it. So maybe not all of it.
Yeah, no. So like everything else in here, it's our name was overthought, right? We really like to overthink things here. At least I do. And so, Still 630 is the name of our company. Still, for the piece of equipment we distill on. We capitalize the last L to emphasize STL. Sometimes those letters are red or blue to hammer home St. Louis, but it also highlights.
Red.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's go Cards. But when you highlight the ST and the L, you also highlight by counterintuitiveness the IL in the middle for Illinois, the other half of our home region. And we think of the river that unites us, not divides us, right? This is the St. Louis region.
Confluence.
Exactly. The greatest confluence on the continent happens when the Missouri meets the Mississippi a couple miles upstream. Yes.
Okay.
Missouri is the longest river. The Mississippi is the biggest by discharge. But yeah, those are the two greatest rivers on the North American continent. And they meet just north of St. Louis. That's Still, right? 630 has a couple meanings. It stands for June 30th, the day we were founded. We have a big anniversary party every year on 630 Day. It's not a national holiday yet. It's just a kick-ass party. But we release brand new spirits, awesome cocktails, craft beer, gourmet chocolate. We bring in food. It's our best day of the year. And we always do it the Saturday prior. So you're invited next year. I think it's June 29th next year. Might be the 20th. But it's the Saturday before
I was here.
630 Day. Well, you should have been
here. Yeah.
630 is also the serial number of our first big pot still that was handmade here in Missouri to my custom specifications. I'd read a bunch of stuff. I thought I had some ideas. So I said, let's make our still like this. So we bought the kettle used, added the jacket, the copper, the agitator, turned it into a pot still. And it happened to be serial number 630. So that is still 630 right there.
Wow.
Equally important. It stands for 630 feet,
right?
Which is the width and the height of our inspiration, the Gateway Arch. Tie it all together, and you've got Still 630.
Wow.
To me, I love the arch. I'm not natively from St. Louis, but I came here as a kid, traveling through and all this stuff, and the arch is the greatest human monument in my mind. It is the testament to the indomitable spirit of all those men and women and children that went west in that westward expansion. Mm-hmm. That's that never give up, never say die, that indomitable spirit. And that's what our tagline is. So we're Still 630, indomitable spirits.
Oh, I saw that and I was wondering how that tied in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a play on the liquid, obviously, but the metaphysical as well as that. Never give up, never say die, the indomitable spirit, right?
Right. The gateway arch.
All of it. That's what it symbolizes to me.
Right.
That is a symbol to that spirit.
I mean, I don't know if you saw, I saw some TV movie, and I can only imagine it was pretty realistic about people going out west.
Oh yeah.
And the wagons.
Was it that America Primeval?
I think that might have been it. Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor Sheridan, I think, did that.
Right. Yeah.
From the Yellowstone
it was
guy.
like, oh, wow.
Brutally rugged, and they did the Mormons in there, but fascinating stuff. I mean, absolutely fascinating.
Yeah. So those people that back in those days that were doing it were like, they were hardcore.
Yeah. And desperate and, hopeful and gambling their family and their lives on it. Right.
Yeah. Like literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all played the Oregon Trail, right?
Right.
Many of them died of dysentery.
Yeah.
It happened. Yeah. So that's our name. That's where it came from. And so, Kim, may I talk about the library real quick?
Yeah, 100%. So this is about you, man. I want to find out more.
Well, I don't want to get out of order here, but so we're here. We found this old place. It's an old gourmet French restaurant, right? I always pronounce it Hard Days because I know the fries were French, so I assume the rest of the menu was too. Ha ha ha. It's an old Hardee's building, and it was a florist before us. And then they moved out. We moved in February 1st, 2012. I gutted the place. We did keep a couple tables in the corners for the historical value and the ambiance of the old Hardee's. But we brought in our equipment, started distilling, aging things. We sold our first bottles in the middle of 2013, and we've been rock and rolling ever since.
Wow.
But we chose this location because it was available and it was the right price, which is, very, very reasonable. And we just had to do all the upkeep and everything. It's been our bane ever since, but whatever. I loved it because of the location. We are right downtown. We are just south of the Arch, Busch Stadium, a few blocks, right?
Right.
We're in the heart of, we do. There's parking for Cardinals games on our lot. We're that close. And I wanted to be tied into St. Louis because I love St. Louis as an iconic American city, right? I think it's fallen off a little bit of its laurels over the last few decades. And I think that's a shame because we just said the greatest confluence of rivers on the continent happens right here. The biggest river flows right here. St. Louis is here because of that. This is a fantastic, uniquely American city. It's got great food, great restaurants, and great booze. And I wanted to be tied to downtown. So we are here, right? And so we've built out this place to be sort of a homage to the nerdery of spirits. And that's what the library is. It's really our nerdery, visible in here.
So is this something that other distilleries would have, but maybe you just don't get to see it? It's not like right out in the open?
Not that I've ever seen.
Okay. So this is uniquely...
Probably somebody else has stuff like this. They keep samples, is what I would say. But it's not with the intent and, quantity that we are trying to do here. This is, as far as we know, pretty uniquely us. And there's some different aspects of it that are definitely uniquely us. So if you see right behind me here, these bottles, this is our experimental program that I was talking about a minute ago.
Yeah, and I got to participate in that.
Yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate your feedback. We will incorporate it into future releases or non-releases, as the case may be. But we set out to release one new spirit per month for 5 years. So we set out to do 60 of them total, which seemed daunting as all get out. And like, how are we going to do this? Oh my God, are people going to care? What are we going to do? We'll see. Hey, we want to find new stuff. We want to crowdsource feedback and say, what do you guys want to make? Because I realized early on, this can't be, Still 630 can't be just what Dave likes. Right? That's not going to get us growing. We want to make what the people want, right? And we want to get them involved. And we want to get them elevated their palates a little bit and start talking in the same language that we talk about with top notes, the finish, all these kinds of things, the regular jargon of spirits tasting, right? We wanted to put that.
So how do we get the word out? Because, so this is my next little note that I wrote. I thought I had tasted great gin. So I'm down in Florida. I've been on the hunt for a Blanton's for forever. I bought Blanton's on the duty free in Miami on the way to Honduras. Nice. We were spending the week with friends of ours. It was also his birthday, so I bought him 2 bottles. Had no idea what the hell I was giving him.
Sure.
I saw some pilot grab 5 bottles or 6 bottles, and I'm like, that must be good.
Pilots should know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's
going through the duty free a lot, so
I
he's
saw
not
that landing.
So I gave him 2 bottles. And he's like, "Oh my God, thanks so much." I go, "We're going to be able to open this and try it?" He'll, "Of course." And I tried it. I'm like, "Oh wow, that's pretty good stuff." So I'm on the hunt for Blanton's. I got 3 bottles. We won't discuss what I paid for those 3 bottles, but I thought, well, I better get something for the wife. And the wife drinks gin. And I told the owner, or the guy who helping me, I don't think he's the owner, but the guy helping me, I was like, "Can you help me out in a good gin?" And he brought me this, I think it's called Silent Pool or Silent something. Have you heard
Silent
of
Spring, I think. Silent Pool, maybe.
Silent something.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Ireland,
we usually
England,
get,
something like that?
I'm not sure. We usually get Hendrix, we get Empress, we get some Bombay, we get the higher level Bombay.
Those are
Tanqueray
fantastic
is crap,
gins.
right? I mean, sorry. I think it is. After you tasted some good stuff, it's not so
They
great.
sure sell a lot of it.
They sell a lot of it because I don't think people know. Anyway, I come in here Friday with Jake.
Yeah.
And he pours
Our
me
muscular right-hand man over here.
And he pours me a gin. And I'm freaking blown away. And realize, okay, I've had Hendrix. I drink Hendrix, Empress. You know, these are
top-notch, world-class gins, let's say.
Right. Then I had Silent Pool, I think it is.
Yep.
And it's like, to me, a step above.
Yeah.
And then I come in and have your stuff, and I'm going, what the hell is this? Like, I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
And it just blew me away. And then he pours me another one. And it blew me away again. I mean, completely different, but great. It's like, how do you, I think there was only one that I didn't buy.
Yeah.
And it was the Navy, because I know my wife doesn't really like that burn, right? And that was the only reason why I didn't get it.
And the burn on that comes more from the black peppercorn than it does the alcohol proof, because we've made it without it just to see. And it tastes, I mean, it might as well be at 80 proof.
Really? Yeah. So it's the peppercorn.
It's the peppercorn, which, I mean, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back there, but that's freaking smooth, right?
It's smooth. But I just know how she's not big on the burn. And then I had the Gateway.
That's what we started with.
And I'm thinking, okay, that might be the gateway to get her to kind of appreciate the whiskey or the bourbon. Because she's like, I'm just not a Scotch bourbon whiskey kind of girl. And I'm like, okay,
those
she
are
likes
very
gin.
Different things.
She likes, I understand, but
I know.
She likes gin.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, well, it says gin on the bottle.
Right? It says it. Hey, it says it. You got to try it.
But she's going to be blown away by these because she really liked the Silent Pool.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, if you like Silent Pool, you're going to love still 630 gins. I mean, it doesn't even compare.
I don't know. Thank you very much.
I mean, no, but I'm being truthful.
Well,
I came in here and I tasted it.
Say it louder.
Well, I'm trying. That's why we're here. I had no idea. Yeah. I mean, I had a buddy of mine who's really into bourbons. And I'm at the store taking pictures of what's there. I'm like, what should I get?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't think you're going to be able to get still 630 in Florida, which I don't think we can.
Right.
I want something that no one's going to have. This is kind of fun. I mean, it's probably the way they got bourbon guys are. And
absolutely.
You get something like, you can't buy this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how
you can't have it, but I have it, and I will deign to let you have it. A small sip, but that's enough. No, that's part of the fun too, right? But it's also it's cool to like expose your friends and other people to new stuff. I mean, you're doing it on a big platform with the podcast. But I mean, I'm talking about just in your home, like there, like, hey, I went on a trip. I discovered this. I know you guys like booze with me. We like to drink, and sometimes share a pour. Try this. Let's talk about it. You're hitting on a couple different things. And I'm going to come back to the library because you gave me a great segue to talk about the rest of the library. We just talked about one part. But I want to make spirits to accompany the best days of people's lives. That's my goal. I want to make, when you get a promotion, you retire, you buy a house, your kid graduates, you get anything positive, right? What do? You have your closest people with you. You share a pour of something special, right?
Right.
Yeah, I've been saving this for the right occasion. I don't want you to save it. I want you to drink it all the time, but I want to make spirits that are worthy of those moments in life. That's my dream here with Still 630. I want to make spirits for the best days of your life, but I want you to enjoy it all the time because, again, live in the moment. You're here now. You're grateful to be at this place and you're survived and nothing in the future is promised, so crack that bottle. I'm a huge proponent of opening bottles. You can save them for a time and then you pass them down unopened to your kids who don't know, don't care, whatever, right? Oh, this bottle was truly special. but he never opened it, so it must not be a big deal. And, it's gone away, right? It's lost. Some scavenger finds it at an estate sale, and they're like, oh my God, I found this great thing, right? They didn't even know what they had. Cool. But okay. Going back to the library. So we have the experimental program. I told you we set out to do 1 spirit per month for 5 years, so 60 total. That came and went, right? Turns out people love free booze and giving their opinion. Who could have imagined?
Who would have thought?
Yeah, right. So we've continued on, and we are at 92. We just released this month.
92.
So 92 different
Supposed to be
spirits.
60.
Supposed to be 60. We're 92. We're going to end it at 100, but we're gonna get there after a while because it takes a lot of bandwidth and stuff. But the point is, we've spun up multiple different spirits. Some gins are apple brandy, some different rums, some whiskeys and stuff, and some are still aging. Our smoked mushroom agave spirit came out of the experimental program. That's been awesome. But that's this column. What you have here, these next 3 columns, are what we've been told by experts from Europe and England who have come to the States to come see us and visit this. They say that this is the world's largest spirits botanical library.
Really?
Each of these bottles, and there's over 500 in here right now, each of these bottles right here are different individual botanicals separately infused and distilled. So each one is a different color, a different flavor. We think of them as different colors to paint with, right? You can build a brand new gins from scratch using this. And there's an almost infinite number of combinations. So you have all
these that you've distilled. Is there, I guess, you have a book somewhere with the recipe for all of these?
Of course.
Okay.
But we are in the process. We're in the process right now, Andrew and I, and Jake helps as well, of going back through, revisiting all of them and tasting them and taking notes on them. We wanted to see, hey, is there any flavor migration over the years as they sit here? They're not really directly in the sun, but they're out. There is headspace.
They're getting light. Yeah.
They're getting light, right?
Yeah.
So, we want to be on top of it because we will use this. If you were a local restaurant or an individual that wanted to come and make your own gin and you were willing to purchase the quantity that we need to do that, then what we would do is we would say, what is your flavor profile? Give us your idea of this gin. Okay? Come in next week. We will have several different iterations. We have literal syringes in here, and we will take 2 milliliters of this, milliliter of that, half milliliter of this, 4 milliliters of that. Here's our first offering. Okay? It's a little too peppery. Tone that down. Here it is, tweaked. And we will literally, measure it and tweak it in real time right in front of you to make your own gin. So that's why all of our gins are completely different. We make them to be different gins to hit different flavor profiles, 4 different cocktails, 4 different palates. The only similarity in our gins, they all have juniper and coriander. Everything else is tailored to be a specific, unique thing. Our barrel-aged gin, a lot of places have barreled gins, right? They're usually taking their regular gin, dumping it in a barrel for a couple weeks, and then bottling it up. There you go, it's barrel-aged. But we thought, well, obviously the barrel is going to impart its flavor. So you can't fight that. So let's build a gin that embraces that embellishes that rounds out those flavors. Let's build upon it rather than try to put in a citrusy floral gin that gets muted and muddled by the barrel, right? Let's build a gin around that. So that's why our gateway has black walnuts, smoked black peppercorns, cardamom, and dates in there as well. That's why all of our gins are so different, is because we use this library to build them to be unique and distinctly.
Yeah, they're very distinct, very good, but very different.
I take that as a double compliment. And don't correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
But
they're good.
They're good. Yes, they're all well done.
But every bottle is different. If you get how do you pick one?
It depends on what you're looking for. Do you want to make a gin Bloody Mary? Then you use Confluence. Do you want to do just a great gin and tonic? Well, that's tough because most of them make great gin and tonics, but I go Volstedts. You want to do a Last Word or a Bee's Knees? Volstedts. You want to do a Negroni? I'm going Navy Strength all day. Unless I want to do a non-barrel aged Negroni. And then I use the Gateway gin. And it tastes like a barrel aged Negroni in a glass because you're using that barrel aged gin. It's so much fun. I started this distillery to make rum and whiskey because that's what I was into. That's what I wanted to make. I had a bad experience with vodka.
The run was good.
Well, thanks.
Nice and smooth.
Yeah, 100% grade A molasses we get out of Louisiana. We don't back sweeten or color or flavor any of our stuff. No matter what spirit you taste of ours, whether you like it or not, all the flavors you get come from a real, authentic ingredient that we put there on purpose. Might not be to your liking, but it was put there for a reason, right?
With intention.
With intention. Thank you. But I liked rum and whiskey. And then in like 2016, I got exposed. My wife and I were at the gin room here in St. Louis, world-class bar. Natasha is the first ever person from the United States to get inducted into the gin Hall of Fame over in England, London. I mean, she's just a wealth of knowledge and a wonderful person. And she took the time one day to sit down with my wife and I for a long time and just talked us through the spectrum of this is gin. And so is this. And so is that. And this is gin. And it opened my mind that it wasn't just the classic London dry style, right? That chewing on a pine tree that people always, remark when they come in here and tell us, oh, I don't like gin, and blah, blah, blah.
It's like, well, try this.
Exactly. And then at that realized, hey, whiskey, which I love, it's still my favorite, but it's made from, a handful of grains: corn, rye, barley, wheat, oats, millets, triticale, you get funky. There's, 10 grains that you use to make whiskey. But you have the entire world of roots and fruits and herbs and leaves and seeds and berries and peppers and flowers and nuts and salts and everything else to make possible flavor contributions to your gin. So when I travel, I always go to distilleries because I'm a nerd and I love this stuff and I want to taste your whiskeys. But most of all, first, I want to taste your gin because that is the most room for expression. Is this a recipe that you have passed down in your family? Does it remind you of your grandma's cooking? Did you take a walk along the bay one time and these are the scents that remind you? Whatever. There's so much room for individual expression there.
So is gin like distilled from fruit? Is that what defines a gin?
Good question. So anything distilled from fruit becomes brandy. So that's the definition of brandy. Mostly it's grape, but you can do apple like we do, peaches, pears, whatever you want. Gin has the predominant flavors or components of juniper. Period.
Okay.
Full stop.
Juniper. Okay.
That's it. You taste ours and you don't get juniper as the predominant flavor. It's in there. It's in there more pounds per gallon than any other ingredient in all of our gins. But the other ones embrace, embellish, override it, add different notes.
And that's where they get the name, I guess. Gin from juniper. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. What
was interesting is I went to Romania, and those guys are super proud of their distilled
Akavit?
Like they make it out of apples, pears. I guess it's a brandy, but they have a different name for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I can't remember in Romania or Hungary.
Schnapps, but yeah.
And
that's a great way to preserve this harvest.
And what was interesting is they all make them themselves, and they quite proud of it. Mm-hmm. And so I tasted some
over there,
and quite legal, right? And I tasted some, and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute." So I don't know what he did different with the next batch that he gave me. He's like, "Oh no, that's like for everyday drinking. Let me get you the good stuff."
Sure. And
he brought out the good stuff, and wow, it was so smooth. I don't know what. The difference for me was it was smooth.
Interesting.
Versus it was hot,
Yeah.
And it was very good. And he actually, this one, it was a friend of a friend. He had an apple orchard, and we had to sit there with Google Translate because he didn't speak a word of English. I didn't speak a word of Romanian, but we had the best time for like 4 hours sitting there talking about how he grew these apples and pears and all these different varieties of apples.
Look at alcohol, building bridges across cultures. right? We
Right.
could all come together.
Yeah. Okay.
over a
So
glass.
this is Confluence.
No, this is Volstead's.
Oh, the
Folly.
Volstead. So that was probably if I don't know how to pick a favorite, but
They're
if
all
I had
different.
to pick one, I'd probably be this one.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
was the first one that we made, Volstead's Folly. We named it after Andrew Volstead, who wrote the Volstead Act that enforced prohibition. This is our homage to that SOB. There you go. So we got his picture from the Library of Congress, add a little graffiti, just having fun, you know. But we set out to make a gin
And the
that
aroma.
was
Wow.
botanical, sage, elderberry, lemongrass. This was the gin that I wanted to drink.
Double gold award winner,
Yeah.
meaning you won gold twice.
No, it was an award in the same competition. It was gold, and then they had a double gold level.
Even better.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It's been the best of category in ADI or ACSA a couple times, but it has not been named the best craft gin in the country yet.
Yet.
The Confluence did. They won that award, but from the American Distilling Institute,
I love the
ADI.
label. Look at that.
Thank you. That's the Confluence, right?
Right.
That's supposed to be Charlie and I. That's my big white dog on the river and a little paddle there. And yeah, just downstream from the.
So I have a bottle of
Confluence.
each,
Yeah.
and I got a bill. What's the other one?
Mind Your Manners, besides Gateway.
The Gateway, and Mind Your Manners. Yeah, I like that one too.
That one we made exclusively for this fantastic restaurant downtown called the Idlewolf Restaurant at the 21C Museum Hotel. They've got a beautiful bar in there. It's a Spanish-inspired menu. And above the bar hangs this gorgeous painting. Mind Your Manners 2 is the name of the painting by Carlos Gomez de Francisco, who's an incredible artist. He was very gracious to allow us to use the art from his painting to make this label. That's why that label is so exceptionally beautiful. But they wanted to make a gin that would pair with their cuisine, these Spanish-style notes. So they came in with ideas of like maybe orange, cinnamon, rosemary type stuff. And so we used our botanical library and built that. We added a little fennel and dates to it too, or figs, excuse me, and built the gin to be what they wanted.
And which restaurant is that again?
The Idlewolf Restaurant at the
Idlewolf
21C Museum Hotel downtown.
Okay.
Fantastic stuff.
All right.
So we've got the experimental, we've got the botanical portion of the library, and everything else. All these other bottles around us and above us here are different samples from different barrels at different periods of aging. It allows us to watch a spirit evolve in the barrel, compare future batches to older batches for consistency.
Yeah, so you already answered all those questions.
Can we take
Yeah, so this is the one that I bought because it said
Missouri Bourbon?
gold medal winner.
we should talk about that because there's a real cool backstory.
Bill 266.
Yep.
So is that actual a bill?
Yes, sir.
On
This
the
was
label.
our first spirit, and these are variations on these two finishes. Before we continue, do you need any more water ice?
I'm good.
You want a fresh glass to go to whiskeys after
No.
these gins? I do.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
well if you do, then I probably need to.
And we have a dishwasher. Jake just left. What do you want to start with?
You're a comedian.
Nah. Only one I've been
Whatever you think.
Right.
I'm good. I haven't had Rally Point yet. I did have this one. It was good.
We don't have to have anything I'm pouring. So anything I brought up here, we don't.
Oh, I'll suffer.
I expected as much, but I did want to say, with all sincerity, nobody has to drink anything they don't want to. Nobody has to finish anything they don't like. That's part of our thing. One of the important things for me is making spirits approachable. Most people don't drink booze straight, right? They like cocktails. We do incredible cocktails every Friday night, 5 to 9.
I had the
Come on
icy.
in.
I was blown away. That was
Icy,
amazing.
right? No, so Andrew Spa, who I don't believe was in there, but he's a big bearded, handsome
he
gentleman.
Unfortunately wasn't there. No.
He's my right hand man. He is our head of sales. He's the only other full-time employee in here. Jake is absolutely fantastic. He does almost all of our bottling and labeling, and he does events for us. And he's our second bartender, which we call librarians because it's a library and we can't stop with the themes. But Andrew's the one that comes up with almost all the cocktails. He's come up with over 500 different fantastic cocktails over the years. And I forgot where I was going with that. We're talking about Rally Point. We're talking about cocktails. Yeah. Oh, people drinking it neat. Yes. I want to make spirits that are delicious enough for people to enjoy neat. However, if you want to throw an ice cube in there, you want to turn it into a great cocktail, you want to dump a gallon of Mountain Dew in there, I don't care. It is made to be enjoyed. If you're going to go the Mountain Dew route, maybe you want to buy 2 bottles, but my goal is to make it delicious neat. Then everything else is also delicious, right? Rally Point is our rye whiskey. It is the exact same thing as our Big Jake white whiskey. So it's 90% rye, 10% malted barley. But a portion of the rye is also malted, which gives it a creamier, softer mouthfeel. Most people think that Rally Point seems to be smoother than a lot of the ryes on the market. It's not as sharp and harsh as some of those. But I love rye whiskey. I love the flavorfulness and expressiveness of the grain. And those were the first 2 spirits we ever released, Rally Point and Big Jake.
So what is a typical rye how that's gonna drink? To me, it's usually a little bit harsher than this. Is it? Am I right?
I would say so. I'm not trying to
buy rye.
Yeah, I'm not trying to disparage anyone else's ryes because we don't ever talk bad about other people. But that's why I took the time
really smooth
to mention the malted rye in there. I think that gives it a creamier, softer mouthfeel. We're over 5 years old on this. We're only at 90 proof, so it's very approachable, very flavorful. I think rye whiskey. We do variations on Rally Point throughout the year. Some of those
definitely gotta get my wife
super
here.
Popular. Yeah,
because I mean that's kind of what you're after, right? Is the 100%. Person that's, I guess, intimidated by drinking something neat, or maybe with
very much,
or even just an ice cube. What does the ice do? Because the ice definitely does something to the spirit. When you put an ice cube in there.
By just chilling a spirit, lowering the temperature, you're changing the volatiles that come off on the nose for the aroma, right? So just putting it in the fridge would cool it and thus tamp down some of those more expressive notes that you smell, right? So an ice cube does the same thing. But what the ice cube does that the fridge doesn't is it adds water. And so that dilutes it a little bit.
I mean, it doesn't take a lot. It's just a little bit.
Yes.
Like I don't
Some
like it
people add
once the ice has completely melted, it's kind of ruined it almost.
Absolutely. So you better drink faster.
Right. Exactly. That's why you go, when my mom had to get a new refrigerator, I got to be part of that decision process. Of course, I got the one that makes the balls.
Perfect. Yes. We need
They're not perfect balls. They're not super,
whose are?
But
but they're good enough.
They're good enough,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And I go down there, put them in a gallon freezer bag, and now I have nice balls for my balls of ice for my. Perfect. I should say balls of ice.
You should be very clear about
very specific. Yeah, these aren't Rocky Mountain oysters. These are balls of ice.
Yeah, I don't swallow them around a lot. But I mean, to that point though, when you're having something on the rocks, when you're finished with it, you should still be able to clink around your rocks. If you can't, then you waited too long to drink it and it got diluted. And that's why I'm a huge proponent of cast strength. A, because I'm tasting stuff every morning and just your palate kind of naturally gravitates that way. It's more flavorful. But I like the idea of offering things at higher proof because then that gives the opportunity for the consumer to enjoy it where they want. Do you want to add a little bit of water, some drops? Do you want to add an ice cube? Do you want to add several ice cubes? Okay. You're changing the spirit. You're changing the experience. If you bottle something as a distillery at 80 proof, I've already made the decision for you. And as soon as you start putting ice cubes in there, it's almost immediately watered down. Right. And that's just not, it's
too much.
Loose. It's not, I mean, maybe that's how you like it. And far be it from me to tell you that you're wrong. I do not care for it that way.
So I remember I was talking with my friend Boyd about this. And I think, what was he saying? Something about is there like a 100 proof is kind of like a
sweet spot.
Is that a sweet spot? Is that what that is?
Well, so at 100 proof.
Obviously you can make it higher proof and it's just more alcohol content.
Yeah. A lot of people like that 100 proof because that's the proof of the bottled in bond. which is the famous act from 1893 that E.H. Taylor had a lot to do with passing. But that it actually, the Bottled and Bond Act predates the Food and Drug Act. So this tells you the priorities of people back then. It was more important to get good quality, safe, delicious alcohol than good quality, safe, delicious food. Right? So they passed that before the Food and Drug Act. But what it meant is to be bottled and bond today for us means it's got to be distilled at one distillery in one season, aged at least 4 years under government supervision. All of us have bonded warehouses where we have to do our aging by law. We can't not age it in a bonded warehouse. We have to. It's part of the deal. So it's aged at least 4 years and it's bottled at exactly 100 proof. 50% alcohol, 100 proof.
Okay.
That's just a statement of quality. You know it's at least 4 years old. Could be 8 years old. Could be 15 years old. It doesn't matter. It's at least 4, right? And generally they'll tell you more if it's more. But it's at that nice 100 proof. And that is a great kind of middle ground of intense flavor and a little bit of proof to give you, you know, when I'm drinking whiskey, I want to know I'm drinking whiskey, right? I don't want something that's so sweet and syrupy that it just goes down and all of a sudden I've downed 3 of them and I'm, you know, spinning. I enjoy, I don't want to say I enjoy the burn, but it's part of the ritual of having it, right? I'm sitting here and I'm enjoying this vice that I like. That's a little part of being a human and being alive right now is having a little bit of this sip today to celebrate a new friend.
Yeah. All right. Great.
Right? And 100 proof is just nice.
So what proof is that? Is the rally point?
That's only 90.
That's 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that seems kind of. I mean, I could see my
Soft,
wife maybe
smooth.
liking that.
We get a lot of ladies, and I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying that the people that come into our distillery are generally, not always, but generally male driven, and they tag their wives along.
Right.
And their wives, if we can find some that they like, then the husband can get his bottles too, right?
Right.
Like, oh, well, I really like that. Oh, that gin is neat. I love the sound of that cocktail.
Of course, we'll get that bottle of gin, but let me get my bottle.
Okay, so you're getting the gin, and then I will get one too, since you're getting. Yeah,
right.
That works out a lot for us. But again, it really goes back to what you said earlier about demystifying, destigmatizing. You know, people are intimidated by drinking spirits straight because when they did it last, they were younger and they
probably
were drinking.
Teenagers, they probably had
crap.
it and they probably got sick and had a bad experience.
They weren't drinking quality spirits that were made to taste well. Right. And so they're like, yeah, well, it's terrible. No, that's not what we're making.
Right.
You know? That's why we've never released anything called a moonshine, right? Because there's bad connotations with that, negative connotations.
But essentially, that stuff I drank in Romania was moonshine.
Legitimately, right?
Right, but
if it was legally distilled, then it wasn't because moonshine is illegally distilled.
Well, yeah, but over there
yes,
it's legal.
Home distilled,
right? Yeah. So what else? This is the one.
So that's what I
mentioned that this Bill 266.
Oh, yep. Sorry,
I can line it up here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
there was a story behind this 266.
So this is our Missouri bourbon. So in 20.
Yeah, I'll pour this because I actually have a bottle of this. 2017,
we founded the Missouri Craft Distillers Guild. I was one of the founding members, along with Gary Heidengardner, Steve Newcomb, and a couple others, Ralph from Pygmy Bend. We founded the guild because we thought that we're not competitors. We're all comrades trying to do something spectacular together.
That's
right?
just amazing. That's so awesome.
We're all like,
because that's just the abundance mindset.
Yeah.
Like, right.
I'm not taking a bottle from you.
Exactly. You're not.
If you turn on a new fan,
I'm going to like all of them.
Exactly.
I'm not going to buy yours. I'm going to buy all 4 of them, or however many people's in the guild.
Exactly.
I'm not going to. I'm only getting still 630, and I'm not.
Doesn't matter where you get turned on to it. That'll get you to try them all, and then it's up to me to make you think that my spirits are good enough for you to buy.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That's just the right mindset.
That's what we thought, and we wanted to do that and raise the profile of Missouri craft spirits. So we founded the guild. I was fortunate enough to be the second president of the Missouri Craft Distillers Guild. And we did 2 main things during my tenure that I am couldn't be more proud of. Number one, we founded the Missouri Spirits Expedition. It's our statewide distillery trail. It's based off Lewis and Clark, right? Because a trail has a beginning and an end, but an expedition, you can kind of go anywhere, right? So it's an expedition. But we want you to come out and visit all of our distilleries. I'm a history nerd, and I like this stuff. And Lewis and Clark is like my all-time favorite thing. And they left from St. Louis, I'll say. So they left, and we founded our expedition. I got a permit from the National Park, from the Gateway Arch, and we had a meeting and a group at the Arch grounds on May 14th at 4 p.m. in 2019. That is 215 years to the hour that Lewis and Clark left on their expedition, and we cut the ribbon and launched it off and did that. We had a follow-up meeting, follow-up event in late June of that year in Kansas City to hit the other side of the state. But it was time to the day that they made it to Kansas City on their journey. But the point is,
and there was no Kansas City at that point, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe there was like an outpost.
An outpost or a fort or something. There was no city.
But they got to that point, to the Kaw River at that point at that time, and that's why we did it then. But it's a statewide distillery trail. You go to all the different distilleries, you collect stamps. As you hit 10 distilleries, you get a $10 voucher to spend anywhere. 20 distilleries, $20 voucher to spend anywhere. When you complete it, and there's no time limit, and the app is free for you to download, but there's no time limit. When you finish it, you get a free bottle of Missouri's first ever blended bourbon whiskey. Right there.
Wow.
You cannot buy this. You cannot win it in a raffle. You cannot do anything else to get this bottle of, this is Missouri bourbon from distilleries all across the state that we all put together and commingled in one barrel and have aged it, and we bottled up half of it, and we're continuing to top it off over the years. This is distilling history. It's Missouri history, and it can be yours. All you got to do is visit the distilleries. You don't have to purchase anything. You just got to go visit them.
Okay, I'll make sure I get my stamp.
The Missouri Spirits Expedition.
I've been here.
And
before
we'll stamp it today. The second thing that we did, and that brings us to our glasses here, is we passed bill number 266 into law, right? That is our Missouri bourbon. So Missouri bourbon became an actual codified type of whiskey. So it's got to follow all the bourbon rules. So mostly corn, new barrel every time.
Kind of like Scotch.
Yes, this is our Scotch here in Missouri.
Or the Kentucky, right? Isn't there like a Kentucky?
Yes, but okay. So to be Kentucky bourbon, you have to follow all the bourbon rules. So mostly corn, new barrel every time, made in America. There's some proof minutia on where it goes into the barrel, where you bottle it at.
So this has to be made in Missouri, though.
Yes, but hold on. So to be bourbon, you have to fulfill all those things, right? Okay, that's bourbon. You can make it anywhere in the U.S., but only in the U.S. It's a distinctive product of the United States. Much like Scotch in Scotland, tequila in Mexico, champagne in France, America has bourbon. You can use the same recipe in France or Scotland. You just can't call it bourbon if you want to do business with the United States. To be Kentucky bourbon, it only has to be aged a year and a day in the state of Kentucky. So you can make it at some big industrial plant, or anywhere else, and then age it in Kentucky for a year and a day, and all of a sudden, oh my God, it's Kentucky bourbon.
Okay.
Missouri bourbon, from start to finish, mashing, fermenting, distilling, aging, bottling, proofing, all that stuff has to take place in Missouri. All the corn used must be grown in Missouri, and the barrels themselves must be manufactured in Missouri. It's one of the most restrictive liquor laws in the world. Nobody outside of Missouri cares yet. It's our job as Missouri distillers to make it a statement of quality.
I'm from Missouri and I like it.
We go back to one of our first comments where those guys in Kentucky just have 100 years head start on us. In 100 years, I believe Missouri bourbon is going to be a fantastic signature of quality. They'll say, I want bourbon. Give me the Missouri bourbon in there. So we're doing our part at Still 630. For the first 4 years, we set out to release a new single barrel of Missouri bourbon every month. We bottled up a single barrel because we want people to taste the nuances and differences on the same mash bill made by the same distillery with the same barrels aged in the same environment. But each barrel has its own character, its nuance, uniqueness, right? Our mash bill is 70 corn, 20 rye, 10 barley. Not a big deal. That's what it is. All of our barrels are aged at least 5 years. and bottled at 90 proof. But for the first 4 years, so the first 48 batches were individual single barrels. And people had their favorites, and they would come in to try the new experimental and try the new bourbon and all that. When we finally completed 4 years, we moved into our small batch phase. So now we blend 2 whole barrels together for consistency. Same over 5 years, same 90 proof, same mash bill, but we're blending them together to have a fantastic product, which is what you have in your glass right here, right now.
Well, that's very good.
I never thought when I got into starting a distillery that I would ever get into any sort of legislative action.
I bet, right?
Like you said, I was an English major originally, so I drank a lot. Then I was a whitewater rafting guide down in North Carolina. I took the next step from there and moved to Chicago. Obviously, I became a futures trader, trading stocks, bonds, commodities, all that nonsense. I got really burnt out after about 8 years, and I wanted to start my own business, be my own boss, and make something that people would enjoy. I saw everyone else getting into craft beer. This is like 2009, 2010. So I thought it'd be a good time to get into craft spirits.
That's interesting. So I actually had a question about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. I remember. So what makes it craft?
That's a great question, because
what does craft mean to you?
What it means to me is almost irrelevant to the definition at large. Craft is a non-defined term that is nebulous enough that the big guys can say, oh, well, we made 12,000 barrels this month, but we took 50 of them and we put them aside and put out a craft whiskey in here because we handcrafted it. We intentionally chose these for this flavor profile. I can't argue with that. But that's not what it means to me, right? Craft to me is what you heard about this morning, is having issues in here, is mashing and fermenting and distilling it yourself, is making it, is going through the bone staking process of physically making whiskey. I don't have a computer program that I say, okay, all the signs are good, inputs are good, all right, I hit run, and now we're distilling for the next 20 hours. Because we have an automated production process that runs our continuous still, and these pumps, move stuff over when they're supposed to based on the weight and the gallonage and the temperatures and all these things. These big guys are industrial production facilities, and they're fantastic at it.
Right. And you're not trying to compete with that. That's
I can't outbeam Jim Beam. Right? There's no goal in doing that, right? Even if I succeed, I'm a pale imitation. So the best scenario is that I boldly be myself, warts and all, right? We're going to be still 630 for better or worse, but we're going to do it better than anybody else does, right?
It's going to be yourself.
Yeah. It's going to be
authentic. That's the easiest person to be is yourself.
It's going to be authentic.
Authentic.
Right.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it's always going to be great. There's going to be drawbacks. There's going to be negatives. But what sucks is that those big guys that are doing it all automated, and their distiller pushes play, on the computer program is doing that. He's not climbing a ladder and dumping in grain and stirring the mash and, hand doing all these things. No, they're too big. It's a big scale. I dream of being that way one day, but we're not.
Do you really? Do you really though?
There are advantages to scale that I want. I want to do bigger fermentations. I want to do bigger mashes. I want to distill more. I want to put down more whiskey. I don't personally want it to get to the point where we're just push and play on the computer program and letting it all run. I think that takes the heart and soul out of it. What sucks is the people that do that still put out some pretty good whiskey. I wish they didn't. Yeah. I wish the bottles you were talking about, like looking around and finding and paying too much for, I wish that it wasn't good. If you did it that way, I wish it was bad. It's not.
It's not. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you think about, like one of my daily drinkers is, I do not like Fireball. I think it's crap.
Oh, that's
I know you don't want to
disparage
anybody, but I just don't like it. But I do like Jack Daniels.
In my day, we called Fireball Hot Damn.
Hot Damn. What I do like though is Jack Daniels Fire. I think there's a significant difference between Jack Daniel's Fire and Fireball.
Fair. Good.
And
then drink one and not the other.
Yeah.
That's all I can encourage people to do is drink what you like.
Do you have any that are infused with like some cinnamon?
Nope.
Do you ever have any intention to do that?
Nope.
No.
People ask all the time. They want it, but that's not what I'm into. That's not what we're about.
Right.
We don't put artificial flavoring in anything.
So that's artificial flavoring in those.
Can you imagine buying the actual ingredients that are real and authentic for that kind of a quantity? Well, that just wouldn't make sense.
It'd be
Your
cost
accountants would
prohibitive.
say we cannot do this when we can go to the flavor guys and just buy this. It's close enough. We'll get that flavor and we'll it in there, and there you go. We've got to do it just on a cost basis. We can't afford to do it with like real vanilla.
But
so
then
we'll put in vanilla flavoring.
That's the thing, though. That's what
So
that
that's
goes
the
back
difference
the
to
answer
craft.
To craft
and
versus
non-craft.
right.
Yeah.
Is you have accountants.
Yeah, that's actually more accurate than you would imagine. 100%. Yeah, and I'm not bashing everybody because there's a ton of people out there that love.
Well, no,
all
and
those things.
they make it affordable.
I mean,
and
how much flavored vodka is on the market?
A lot, right?
And they make billions of dollars selling it.
I thought the whole point of vodka was to not be flavored.
Well, legally speaking, it is. You know, that's what the government says. It is a flavor neutral product. But then you can. That's why one distillery can have 27 different flavors of vodka because we put in this flavor, that flavor, that flavor, that flavor, and that flavor.
And that's the
Which one's
difference
your
between vodka and your gins.
Yes. All of our flavors from our gins come from real, authentic botanicals that we physically put into it and then steeped and distilled.
Into the gin.
Yeah.
But is that probably, I mean, because the flavor is just, wow.
So if you do it right, it's good? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
Versus just trying to put some artificial thing in there. I mean, I wonder what Jack Daniel's is doing different than Fireball because there definitely is a difference.
Yeah. Maybe they're not doing as much. Maybe they're using a better ingredient. I have no idea.
Right.
And I don't mean to disparage that great company.
No, that's me.
So,
admittedly, that's me. Just so you know, that's me saying it. Not
of course.
Dave here.
But also, I mean, this brings me back to one of my earlier points is that what I like doesn't have to be what everyone else likes. That's why we have the experimental program, because it's not just this is what Dave thinks is good, and if you don't like it, you're dumb. That's not the case at all.
Right.
Right? I always tell people what you like is correct.
Right?
Because you like it.
Because you like it.
Yeah. And if you like it that way, great. If it happens to be one of our spirits, great. Maybe
I just want to take a moment in this little segment here just to make sure we cover everything. You've already covered this anyway, but I think it's important. So people can visit the distillery.
On occasion, rarely. We are, to be humorous, we are closed during the week because we're normally in production time.
Right.
So on Friday nights, 5 to 9, we're open for cocktails, pours, and flights. No reservation. Come on down. Have a great pour. Try a flight. Try some random experimentals. We literally will
There's no cost.
Well, I mean, there's a cost for all those. There's no cost to come in, but everything's like a la carte.
Okay.
So the experimentals that we're putting out that month are free.
Okay.
But when you come in, you're like, I want to try that one, 36 and 12. Okay, cool. We can do a flight of those. Or do you want to do a neat pour? You can get a straight pour of anything that we make, from our cheapest to our most expensive bottle, for $6.30.
Okay.
Beat that anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I think Jake did. He forgot to charge me, maybe. I'm going to get him in trouble.
That's not something that we should be saying online. Okay?
We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Well, I did buy 6 bottles.
But that just that alone does not necessarily get you free pours. But I'm saying is
I'm going to get Jake in trouble.
He was told. The point is, we want you to try our stuff.
Right.
Because
and
we
you
think,
make it $6. Okay, so now we're back rolling again. We'll cut all that out. So To get a full flight, $6. I mean, that's crazy.
No, to get an individual pour.
To get an individual pour,
You want to get a
$6.
flight of 3 things, $15. You get 3 pours of an ounce each.
Right.
You can try the experimentals, any of our spirits up here, whatever we have. If it's a $135 bottle of our 10-year, $6.30.
Wow.
If it's a $29 bottle of our gin, $6.30. That's
Okay.
it. That's it. We want you to try it because we believe that our best marketing is our spirits themselves. We can put out cool commercials with cool signage, whatever. Our bottles look amazing, but if you don't like the spirit, you're not going to buy it again.
And the only way to know you like it
is to try it.
That's
what we do.
And you make it affordable.
We're trying to. So you can come out any Friday night. We also do tours by appointment on most Saturdays. All you got to do is sign up on our website. We limit it to about 10 people per tour, and it's myself or Andrew that's going to walk you through the process and then end with the tasting. You get to try any 3 things that you want.
You going to be open this Saturday?
This Saturday is August 2nd. We will not be because we will be at the Missouri Bourbon Festival in Herman, Missouri.
Oh, and I was going to drive home. Looks like I'm staying one more day.
You should.
I should go down to Herman.
Yeah. It's at Copper Mule, but it'll be a ton of bourbon distilleries.
You think I need to bring all of this, or I can just come on my motorcycle with a little
You should
gimbal?
come on your motorcycle with a gimbal.
Okay.
Have you been down to Herman,
100%.
Missouri? Okay.
I brought my buddy here from
A
Florida.
motorcycle down there, sober enough to drive it,
Of course.
would be fantastic. I mean, that's
on my way
God's country
on my
out
way
there.
to Colorado. I forced a friend of mine from Florida to drive. I go, you got to go to Herman.
Yeah. It's
And
awesome.
so we went to Herman and drove through there and drove some of the twisties.
Yeah.
You know, up
Rolling hills along the river.
I guess we got back on to 70 at Jeff City.
Yeah.
And then headed, and we made it, I think, past Wichita before we finally got too tired to had to pull over. But yeah, it was an awesome ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did that on a little Indian bobber.
That
All the
sounds
way to
amazing.
Colorado from Florida.
Are
you a motorcycle rider?
I'm not. I've never. Let me rephrase. I was on a motorcycle one time. It's the fastest I've ever been on a vehicle. I was a teenager with some other kid who had like a ninja crotch rocket or something like that, and it was very dangerous. And
you're thankful to be alive when you
100%, 100%. I was like, I should not have done that, but at the time, I was like, this is awesome. No. I've wanted to. To me, they're like emblematic of freedom and the open road, and that just with the wind in your hair and going. And
but it is. It's like it does something to the brain. I don't know. It like gets you to the. I mean, it's like if there's a source of anything, it like gets you closer to that source.
Amen, brother.
And that's why I love riding it. It's just, and my friends think I'm crazy because I gear up. You know,
well, you should.
It is what
right?
it is.
If you're gonna do it right.
Helmet. I only brought a half helmet with me to Missouri, but I own a full size helmet too. Like if I'm going cross country, I'm on a full. If even from West Palm Beach to Orlando, I have a buddy of mine. We ride a lot. I'll put the half helmet in the bag, and I ride full helmet up, just because of the bugs and rocks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've been hit in the face already a couple of times with a rock. It's not fun.
I don't see it, but
yeah.
yeah.
Luckily, I don't have any
good.
But yeah, I love it. It just gets you to that space. So yeah, Herman, Saturday.
Yeah.
Indian Bobber. You'll see me there.
Come on down, man.
Yeah, for sure. So where do people buy your spirits?
So we are distributed through Bommarito Wines and Spirits all across Missouri. From here to Kansas City, we're in like 400 different bars.
And down to Cape Girardeau, because that's where I bought my bottle.
Yes, sir. Yeah, all over the state. They are in charge of getting us everywhere. So my number one thing is if you want to try any of our stuff, ask your local bar or restaurant or liquor store. Ask for it. All these places, bars, restaurants, liquor stores, they're in the business of carrying what their customers want. And if their customers ask for something, they're incentivized to carry it because they want to sell it
So
to them.
is it Natalie or Natalia? What was her name with the gin bar?
Natasha.
Natasha, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Natasha. So Natasha is at where?
The gin room.
The gin room. And
Yes.
I'm guessing she's got your gins.
Yes, she does.
She's got all of them.
She's got all the great gins. Let me just say that. Amazing stuff. Yes.
Okay. And so, and gin is, am I mistaken? I'm not a big martini person. I don't know. Is gin a component of a martini?
A gin martini. You could have a vodka martini too.
Okay,
That's
so you could
a
have a gin
legitimate
martini
question. Yeah.
or a vodka martini.
You could do it wrong and do vodka, or you could do it right and do gin.
Well, you know, when my wife's grandmother died and they opened the trunk to her car, they found a couple of gallons of vermouth and a couple of gallons of gin. She didn't waste any time. She just went for the gallon because she knew she was going to drink it.
Is when you die, you don't want to have unopened, unused bottles. Drink them now. Drink them now. I bet she wished she could have had those gins.
Yeah. Well, or the martinis.
The martinis.
It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock and it's time for a martini.
Amen.
So which one? This is the double barrel Rally Point. So tell me about this one. So this is straight rye whiskey.
This is our Rally Point. We hand select a.
So wait a minute, but you have a Rally Point.
Yep.
This is a double barrel Rally Point.
Correct. So we hand selected a single barrel of Rally Point over 5 years old that we really liked. We took it out of its original big 53-gallon barrel because that's what we age everything in. And we actually gave it a secondary aging. We finished it in new, smaller barrels, so 15-gallon barrels, hence the double barrel. Uncut, unfiltered, barrel strength rye whiskey, baby. Everything turned up to 11. This is one of, in my mind.
I love it. A reference to Spinal
Tap. Exactly. So it's
just make that louder. No, these go to 11.
Yeah, let's go to 11. But it's oak, it's rye, it's pepper, it's spice, it's tea, it's all those things. This is if you like cast strength whiskey, this is one of our jams.
So this is how many proof? 123.4. I've never seen that before. So this is 123.4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. But
is it really?
Yeah, but it doesn't taste like it.
Tested it.
Oh yeah, we have to. There's the federal government is on a gnat's ass with the proof and alcohol content. You have to be.
Because you see a lot. Typically, it's 100, 120. Whatever.
When you get up
you're 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's just the cast strength. So we bottled it. We found out what the actual proof was, cast strength, and then we just made our labels that way.
So, like, I'm just trying to dig to the truth here. So, is some stuff that's 120? Is it really like 119.9 or 120.2?
That'd be too far. You don't have that much leeway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So when it says 120,
it's got to be nailed in. I mean, theoretically, it might not be, but if the government found out that it wasn't, you would have to
you said gnat's ass. They're like on it.
It's like 0.10 proof, I think.
Or 0.01 is what you're probably saying.
No, 0.10 because that's 0.05%. 0.01. I mean, it's that tight. Like, you've got to have it nailed in. So you should be the consumer should be able to trust that whatever the proof says on that bottle is accurate.
Wow.
Yeah.
123.4.
Our 10 years have gone up to over 140.
So are you did you do that on purpose? Or how can you? Right?
It would be easy to do.
It would not be easy to do.
It would if it was higher.
Oh, okay.
Because then I can just water it down to get there.
Oh, to get there. Okay.
That's what proofing is watering down. But watering down sounds bad. So we say proofing down because it sounds scientific.
So do you proof this down or no?
Not at all.
It's straight from the barrel.
Straight from the barrel. Uncut, unfiltered, cast strength, rye whiskey.
I mean, that's definitely
more
big than the Rally.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's warm today for you. So it's
wow,
tasting a little bit hotter. Yeah.
No, it's warm from the building.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Temperature warm, not taste warm.
But it actually tastes good that way. I've never done that before.
It's better cooler.
It's better cooler.
If this was sitting in your house on your kitchen bar,
in the air
and it was air conditioned,
80 degrees.
Sure. Yeah. Oh,
but actually, I don't know. I kind of like it warm.
Try it. Try it cool.
Try it cool. I don't have a bottle. I mean, maybe I'm gonna have to buy one.
All things are possible. No, that's one of our crown jewels.
So does that make it, because for being 123, it's smooth.
Yeah.
It's super smooth.
Right.
Am I tasting it right, or
Correct.
I had too many already?
No, you're absolutely right. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get at here is that, yes, it's more flavorful. It's more robust
It is.
than Rally Point.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I'd rather have this than that.
Well, yeah, I would too.
Does this cost more?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, of course. It's almost double.
oh, it's almost double.
Yeah. Because this was named the best craft whiskey in the country a couple years ago.
Okay. Wow.
And then we put out a 5-year cask strength, unproof, unfiltered, that was named the best craft whiskey in the country by the ACSA, American Craft Spirits Association, in 2018.
That's really good.
So we put out a batch of our double barrel Rally Point, which is what you're talking about, every December.
I mean, it's got taste. It's smooth. It doesn't bite.
You would think for a big 120 proof
I'm
whiskey.
drinking it warm.
Right.
I don't even have an ice cube in it.
I bet you that's 85 degrees. That's probably the ambient temperature in here because I have the AC
It's kind
cranked.
of more. Yeah. It's
Probably
kinda warm.
more.
Maybe
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. So, okay, 85, 90, 95 degrees.
No ice
still-
cube, and it's still. But
That's
does
what I
that make the
said.
taste come out more that it's warmer, or no?
A little bit, right? Yeah, I mean, if it's chilled.
What am I tasting in that? Because it's really good.
So for me, I get that steep, deep, rich rye note, which to me expresses in several different ways. It's pepper, but also like I get a lot of like, I don't know if you're familiar with Earl Grey tea. Some
Yeah.
of those deeper, richer notes come through there, but it's got a little bit of malty kind of, not sweetness because malt isn't sweet, but it's got this smacking around that kind of coats the top of the palate in there. There's a lot of oak and vanilla on this. Like the actual oak,
that's what I'm
like
tasting.
oak spice.
You're right.
Yeah, and the vanilla is in
And
there.
the vanilla.
Yeah.
Guys, this is really good. What's this run a bottle?
$90.
$90.
Double barrel Rally Point.
I mean, come on.
It's one of our crown
90
jewels.
bucks. I mean,
That's currently the most expensive thing we have in our bar, and you can get a pour of that for $6.30 on a Friday night.
right. Try to get that for like a Widow Jane's Decadence.
Yeah. Try to get it for anything. Try to get a Jim Beam white label pour at your local.
Forget about Blue Label.
Go out to your bar and restaurant where you're eating and say, what does it cost for a pour of whiskey?
Right.
It's at least $10, $11, $12.
Yeah. Unless you're in Honduras.
Yeah, no, in America.
I forgot what I paid for a Blue Label pour in Honduras. It was crazy low.
Yeah.
I think it was like $20.
Okay.
I mean,
How
for
much
Blue
does
Label.
a bottle cost?
I think it's like $3.50, right?
Okay.
Is it or more?
Depends on where are you in your duty free shop again with your buddy,
No.
your pilot buddy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But wow. And that's even a blended, right? The
Yeah.
Blue Label, it's
course.
blended, where this is not blended.
This is one single barrel
Single barrel.
that was then aged in smaller
second
barrels. Yeah.
So it
And-
takes a lot of extra effort.
Yeah.
I guess that's the price difference.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the awards, it's the
Is it
quality.
me? I'm just testing a big difference.
Yeah. No,
Is it pretty substantial or?
this is my Desert Island whiskey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That we make.
That you make.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about your rum?
So we put out our expedition rum is, I think, fantastic. I wanted to make a rum. I told you in the beginning, I want to make rum and whiskey. I think of rum and like the Caribbean as being just like Scotland for Scotch. There's all these different regions. They have their own different styles. Caribbean, Trinidad rum is different than a Jamaican rum, which is different than a Puerto Rican rum, which
Or
is
a
different.
Honduran rum?
Or a Honduran rum or a Guatemalan rum, right? I love Rod
Nicaraguan
Zacaba.
rum,
Yeah. And then you go into Martinique rum, which is French influence, so you're using French oak. These are all totally different. I think there should be a big category of American rum. But I also don't necessarily believe that it should be like one homogeneous flavor, right? we are trying to put our stamp, small as it is, on what American rum can be. And that means new charred oak barrels for us generally. So kind of a whiskey drinker's rum. We use 100% grade A molasses that we get out of Louisiana. So it's American sugar cane in there, right? But we use a different yeast. We try to put out a funky, rich molasses rum. We put out a 5-year rum that was aged entirely in a used rum barrel. So 5 years in a barrel that previously held rum. It was named the best craft rum in the entire country in 2024.
Just last year.
Fucking badass. Yeah.
That's the one I tasted earlier.
No, we that was our standard rum.
Oh, that's your standard rum,
yeah.
which is actually
that was a cast strength one. That one's 81 proof.
It was actually really good.
Well, thank you very much.
And you didn't even give me the best stuff yet.
We're out.
You're out.
We're out. Otherwise,
Oh wow.
Yeah, we sold out a long time.
You're sold out of
It was
that
one single barrel that we did. But that was 130 some proof in there. But it was.
This is just amazing at
It
120.
was funky. It was estery. It was crazy.
I'm
We've
still
got
blown
more
away
coming.
by this. 123.4. I'm telling you guys right here. What'd you say? $93?
90.
$90. Like, buy one. Like, well, where do you ship to? Because this is a problem. Like, I can't have it shipped home.
We are allowed to ship inside the state of Missouri. We work with a great company, a third-party company called Big Thirst, which is a facilitator, and they work with a warehouse in Washington, D.C. So through them, we can ship our core spirits to like 42 different states. And I believe that Florida is one of them. But our core spirits does not include everything. It's like Confluence, Volstead's, Expedition Rum, Rally Point, and Missouri Bourbon.
That's it.
I think Mind Your Manners is going to be on there too because the artist wanted that.
Okay.
But the double barrel,
Do you have a landing page
finish,
where people can go sign up for an email to get like notifications?
It's called still630.com.
Okay. So you just go to still630.com and you can sign up for an email.
We will tell you we do our best. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook. I post on Instagram and auto post on Facebook. But we put out all of our new spirits, all of our new events, anything that we're doing, we're trying to put out through the newsletter and those social media posts. Anything we're doing is coming out and to you then.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I mean, wow.
What else you got?
What's the weirdest, most experimental spirit you've released?
Mesquite smoked portobello mushroom infused agave spirit.
Wow. What is that, a whiskey or a rum or it's
an agave spirit. We can't call it tequila because we're not in Mexico.
You can't call it anything else.
So it's an agave spirit. So we imported agave.
Do you have that I can try? No.
It's sold out. It was built from the experimental program that we did a quarter of agave spirits. We're like, what do you guys want it to be?
How do I get one next go around? I have a son-in-law that's like
sign up for our newsletter.
I have a son-in-law that likes tequila,
and if we ever make it again,
I love to buy him a bottle.
We have none aging, but when we ever make it again, you would find out via the newsletter.
I'll try to get you a bottle, buddy. I'm right here with the owner.
So we brought in agave nectar from Mexico. We fermented it with a proprietary Mexican yeast that we were able to get that wasn't commercially available in the United States. And then we distilled it and aged it in new and used bourbon barrels. Then we infused it with smoked portobello mushrooms. We mesquite smoked portobello mushrooms steeped in there because we weren't trying to out Cuervo. We were trying to make a mezcal. We like those smoky, rich tequilas, right? And the pechugas, which are flavored with carrots or potatoes or corn or whatever, your local village or your local distiller will do. They'll put in these flavorful, savory notes, right? And that's why, just like you went over to Eastern Europe, you can go to Mexico and you can go to different village to village or house to house and be like, yeah, but we make ours with, pulque and potatoes and carrots. Oh yeah, those guys are idiots. We make ours with onions and tomatoes and carrots and blah, 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 right? So it's got this savory aspect to it.
Yeah, they're quite proud over there in Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
let me tell
same
you.
thing with the guys in Mexico. Same thing with your home distillers
I
in the
didn't know
United
that.
States.
I had no idea. They got the same thing going on down there.
Everybody is proud of what they're doing.
Right.
So we wanted
Just like
to,
Dave.
everybody. I'm just again imposter syndrome. I'm out here. I'm just like everybody else. But that's the Pachuga style. It's that savory like influx. And we like those.
You gonna make another barrel?
Probably one day because it was just so weird and wild, and it made the best palomas. Yeah, it was awesome, but it was a smoky,
sold out.
savory.
It's sold out.
We did it like 2-3 years ago, and
How long did it take you to sell all those bottles?
less than a year. I mean, we did.
What's typical? I mean, was that more than that? Was that faster than typical?
So it was slower than typical.
I was slower than typical.
My joke is, okay, you got a lot of people. This is way too many. All right, we got to cut down our audience. Let's make tequila. Okay, we just lost half of them. Still too many. All right, let's make it smoked. All right, we lost half of them. Still a little many. All right, let's add mushrooms. Okay, we're down to 8 people, but they freaking loved it. yeah.
I love that. Do you know who Grant Cardone is?
No.
So he's this guy down in Miami. He's a real estate developer, and he's I don't know if he's quite a billionaire yet, but he's trying to be.
Aren't we all?
And there's this, I guess it was a TikTok or Instagram video or something I saw, and it talked about how he had this guy out there sending out emails, and he's like, "Boss, I sent out the email, and like we had like 10,000 unsubscribes." He's like, "Great, send it out again." He's like, "Right now?" He's like, "Yeah." Get more. Good.
Yeah.
He's like, "I sent it out again. I got more unsubscribes." He's like, "Great. Send it out again."
Get rid of the chafe. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Focus on the wheat.
That reminded me when you're talking about this, like, "Oh, let's add this." And like, "Oh, these guys, we lost these guys. Let's add smoke." And like, "We lost these guys. Let's add some more stuff." "Oh, we lost those guys." Like, great. Now we got down to 8 people.
We've drilled down to these people and they won't shut up about it. No, it was cool. The real problem was, and this is a behind the scenes look here, is that our agave cost 3 times as much as our molasses.
Oh.
And we got 1/3 of the yield as the molasses. So it's 9 times more expensive for us to make that than this. And it wasn't something we were going to put out all the time. And it was a cool one-off. And we loved it. And we probably will do it again because I'm in charge.
Think I might find it on Unicorn? Maybe.
If any of our stuff was on Unicorn, I would be super thrilled and excited and humbly. Like, I can't believe that. That stuff.
So, in case somebody, for the people that don't know.
Yeah.
Unicorn's a platform where you can go get stuff that you want.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wait for it. People put it up. It's like, "Hey, I got this bottle.
I would say it's a great network of people facilitating other people and making a couple bucks doing so.
Yeah, why not?
Well, you need to know that going into it.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, you're not going to get it for MSRP.
Nobody's giving a steal here, right?
No.
But it's if you want it,
you can't get it.
It's a way to get it.
Right, exactly. Right? If you want it.
I've always chosen to see anything of ours on the secondary market as being like, what a great homage.
Right.
If you wanted it, you should have bought it when we were offering it for our prices. If you want to get it on the secondary market and it's worth that to you, I'm absolutely flattered.
Yeah.
We try to make stuff for people to enjoy, right?
Exactly.
Our bottles are made to be enjoyed.
Yeah. And then you also covered, but I want to just hit it one more time. Private batches. So you will do that.
Oh, we've done 25, 30 of them. You can go.
Like you get a group of people that say, "Hey,
yeah.
I want to make my own batch."
Exactly, because it's better than going to fill in the blank big distillery. And they'll let you pick out a single barrel. They'll let you pick a barrel that they didn't want to use, right? They're not going to say, "Oh, damn, we were going to use that barrel for the next Pappy's, but you chose it. It sucks for us." That'll never happen, right? Obviously.
Right.
They will curate a selection of barrels they're okay with losing. Mm-hmm. And they'll say, "Would you like to pick between any of these of our best barrels that we have available?" And you get to do that. And they're already aged and it's great. And it's wonderful juice. Good stuff. Or you can come here for about half the price. We charge $7,500 to start. We will sit down with you.
And how many bottles does that produce, just to give them a...
I'll get to it.
Okay. All right, great.
Because you don't know yet.
Oh, we don't know yet. Okay.
Because you sit down with me and you say, well, I want a bourbon. Nah, I want a single malt. I want a rye whiskey. I'm a wheat guy. Okay, cool. We're going to make whatever you want. And if you're a bourbon guy, are you a rye bourbon? Are you a wheater? Where do you fall on that? What do you want? Do you want a little smoke? No? Okay. Do you want a little bit of rye spice in there? We'll come down. And so we will use syringes and we will narrow down on your specific mash bill. When we got it, good. Great. Okay. We got your mash bill right now. Then we order the grain. We make it from scratch. We double distill it and we age it. You get to come in, fill your barrel. Every year, you get to come back on the fill date and you get to sample it. When you say it's ready, we'll bottle it up. You get to pick the proof and the barrel you get to keep at the end. So if you want to put your unicorn on there and make it happy, you want to put your face on there, we can do all that stuff. You get to keep that too.
Oh, that's why you're saying it matters what proof you want it.
Well, what I'm saying for that is because we're going to bottle it up for you. And so we have to get the labels approved. And so we need to know what proof you want it at, right? At the end.
At the end,
when you're
right.
ready to bottle it.
But roughly how many bottles? You got a ballpark range?
It depends on how long you're aging it and what proof you're bottling it at.
Because as you age it longer, it's going to be less.
Correct. The Angels are taking their share. We lose about 6% per year.
Oh, really?
Okay? So
that's why a 50-year bottle costs so much.
You've lost
6% per year?
Right. We do. I mean, it's different depending on your environment.
I understand that, but 50 years means you're using a significant amount. But you see these bottles that say they're 50 years. Sure. You're saying...
I'm saying, was it aged for 50 years? Or was it bottled up 50 years ago?
There's a big difference.
Well,
if it's sitting
100%.
in a barrel, if it's sitting in a barrel for 50 years, it's one thing. If it's sitting in a bottle for 50 years,
and just
another.
Because it was aged super long doesn't mean it's better.
No, I've had plenty that are 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I sometimes I can't tell the difference.
We've had stuff that's gone 5, 6, 7 years and be like, it jumped the shark. It was better at 4 or 5 years. I mean, we're in America. We're in the Midwest. We're using new barrels, right? It's different if you're in Scotland, right? In America, where we are, our environment goes like this throughout the year. In Scotland, goes like that throughout the year. They're using second or third use barrels or more, so you're not getting as much oak, right? So you're not getting the same maturation rate. So they have to go longer. And they just have 100-year head start on the marketing by saying older is better, period, end of story. That's not the case.
No.
It can be. Well, and also it cannot be.
To bring up a competitor of yours, is it Daniel Nicholson or Nicholson, 1843?
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
$25 a bottle. Oh my God.
Not bad. I've got
for $25 a bottle. You let it breathe a little bit.
What's to complain about?
That's what I'm talking about, right?
Right. I got no argument there.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what you're saying. This stuff about it has to be 10 or 15 or 25 years old is BS.
It's a way to justify an increased price point.
Because
most of all,
I mean, if you let it breathe a little bit, that's all you got to do is let that 1843 breathe a little bit, and it's actually really good. I mean,
I bet if you dug into that, you would find that that's a probably lower level price point offering from a larger group that does higher stuff. So what they're probably doing, and I don't know for sure, they're probably saying, okay, we've got 20,000 barrels in our rick house right now that are ready to be bottled up. Well, let's take our highest, the best barrels that we've tasted. Okay, those are the premium batch. We're going to sell those as single barrels or our absolute top level tier. Okay. Now we've got 20% that are in that 70 to 90 range, right? That are like percent of greatness. Okay. Well, let's do a couple single barrels, small releases that are craft line, because that's a big term today. So these are, here we go. Hand selected, blah, blah, blah. There you go. Now we'll charge a premium for those, less than the first, but still up there. And then we've got like 40 to 60% of the overall value of these barrels. Like if you're rating them in quality from 0 to 100%, we've got the 40 to 60% qualities. Okay, we're going to blend those together. They will even themselves out and make a very good quality spirit that's respectable. And that will be our standard. That's Jim Beam White Label. And that way it tastes the same in Sydney, Australia, as it does in St. Louis, as it does in Singapore. It's got to taste the same around the world. So we'll put a couple thousand barrels of that tier into that. And then the rest of them, okay, they're still good juice, but they're not hitting the flavor profiles that we wanted. So we will we'll sell them off to small brands to put in their own thing. Grocery stores will often buy the Heaven Hill, the Jim Beam, the Maker's Mark offings, right? And where do you think Kirkland bourbon comes from? Where do you think, the Costco's, all the Sam's Club, all these varieties come? They come from the rest of that. It's still the same mash bill, the same age, the same recipe as the rest of it, but these were the barrels that weren't deemed as good of quality. So,
maybe they're just in a different spot in the rack and it caused them to...
Whatever the reason is.
Whatever the reason is.
They have to monetize these barrels because we paid for them. We put them down. We got to get
but
something back. But
they don't hit the flavor profile that we're looking for.
Correct. So, it doesn't mean they're bad, but...
we can't charge premium for them.
Exactly. We can charge less. How do we spin it to make it sound good? All right, well, here's a offshoot of stuff. It could be 5 to 8 to 10 years old. We could have some 15-year-olds in there. What that tells you is that those 15-year-olds or the 12-year-olds or whatever didn't make the cut for that level of stuff, right? So they're like, all right, well, we'll just dilute it, get rid of it. We can talk about it over here, upsell that, but still monetize those barrels. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's
of course. At the end of the day, it's a business. They got accountants
super
involved.
Complicated. Yeah.
Well, and they got those accountants involved.
And the accountants are trying to make money off all the barrels. How do you do that? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that the people need to know that's what they're being sold stuff. Right?
Well, right. I remember going out to some wineries out in Paso Robles.
Yeah.
And I was talking to some owners.
Sure.
And
they'll give you the great story.
And they're like, basically, what did they tell? I forgot the price point, but they were saying something like anything he goes, number one, the restaurants charge them double.
Absolutely.
And he's like, anything over, I want to see, he said anything over $80 a bottle should be $40 a bottle MSRP. He's like, it's just for show.
Yeah.
It's just for show.
Well, and they raise it up so that you buy the second most expensive one because you don't want to look like you're showing off, but you also don't want to look cheap. So you'll buy the second highest bottle.
But I tell you that Kirkland's Malbec for
Not
like
bad.
$6.99 a bottle.
Right.
That's what we drink every day in our house.
And that sucks for a guy like me because they're putting out quality juice at a,
super affordable price.
Right. Because they have to monetize it at some point to just.
So in order to get the barrels
yeah.
of wine or whatever,
Yep.
or
they're
spirit or whatever it is.
Because again, they're pushing play on the computerized program that runs their production facility.
And they're looking at the whole rack, and the rack
Yep.
doesn't produce equally.
No.
Out of the same production line.
It does not.
You just don't know.
It doesn't.
You don't know until you taste it and try it. That's
If
interesting.
you're even doing that.
That's the reality. Like you're hearing it right now from Dave telling you the reality of life when it comes to spirits
Again,
and wines.
I wish it wasn't the case. But when you go back to craft, as you asked me earlier, these are people that are on the ground with boots in there that are making it from scratch, physically in there, tummy suit, tasting the barrels, making these decisions to put out that barrel versus that one. When we do the double barrel, we'll taste through 10 to 12 different single barrels of Rally Point that are all great. But we're trying, our motto at Still 630 is to produce the best possible batch. And maybe that doesn't scale when we get bigger and fancier and all that stuff. But that is our motto as long as I'm in charge.
So it might be 5 years old for one batch. It could be 7 years old for another.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Well, we would tell you. We're very transparent on all of our ages, everything.
But my point is, you just never know based on the batch.
Yeah.
This batch might require 7 years of age. This batch might require only 5.
That's why you should.
And you taste them,
all.
and you taste them as
they go.
How often do you taste a batch?
That's what our library is all about. We're trying them.
You're trying them.
We're not. It depends on it. How often we taste a batch is dictated by what the batch is probably going for, right? If we're looking to release it as an experimental, we'll taste it monthly. If we're looking to put something out as a 5-year, we may taste it at 2 or 3 years, and then again at 4, maybe 4.5, and then at 5 and see where it's at.
Unfortunately, that's part of your job.
It's really rough, but
rough.
I wouldn't wish it on anybody else. I will fall on this sword 10 days out of 10. But yeah, that's what I'm saying is that it depends on where it's going, on that will impact how often we sample it.
And I had this question here. I'm going to ask it again, and just to get clarity, just to make sure. So the bridge between bourbon and gin, is it gateway?
I think the bridge should be good friends.
Good friends. I love the answer.
Because you should have friends that love both bourbon and gin, and they should be encouraging you to come along with that fantastic stuff. But that is why we made Gateway, because we wanted to make gin fans fall in love with some aged spirit, and aged spirit whiskey fans realize that gin's incredible too.
Right. So I walk in off the street. I wrote down here $50. I don't know if 50 does, probably more like 60, if I'm not mistaken, based on what I bought the other day. I walk in with $60, 320s. What are you going to tell me to get?
Well, you could get 2 bottles of gin, which I would tell you would be a great move. You're close on some of our cast strength stuff, which goes for $65 generally. $60 will buy you almost everything up here, with the exception of 2 or 3.
Of the double barrel.
Oh, the double barrel, the Habbandia finish, the oak cask. Everything else you can get for $60.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to buy one of those.
Like I said,
I'm going to get one of these double barrels today.
The gins you can get too.
Guys, I'm just letting you know. This one right here.
You could also get 2 of our experimental quarters. They're $30 a piece. Get you 3 bottles of 200 milliliters each. So each quarterly collection from our experimental program has 3 bottles. It's a quarter of the year, right? So it's 3 bottles, 200 milliliters each, $30.
That's really, is that like a subscription, or you just
come in, you look at the list of what we have available. You can't mix and match bottles. It's this quarter or that quarter or this quarter.
So you just have to buy this quarter.
Yep.
$30. That's an amazing offer.
Well, it is if you like spirits and you want to try something cool stuff. Different.
Right.
And see, like, the most people that buy it are people that are having friends or family over, and they're like, hey, you're coming over Friday night. I know we're hanging out, but like, come here. Try these things. What do you think about these? All right, let's talk about this, that,
or
and
if you're in a bourbon club.
100%.
And I gave a bottle of the 1843
bourbon every year.
I give a bottle of the 1843 to Bourbon Club, and these are guys that have bottles that cost. They have some bottles that are hundreds of dollars.
Sure.
And I told them straight up, I go, look, this is a $25 bottle, but I want you guys to try it because it is $25.
But you should try it sight unseen, right? Blind.
Right.
Put that in a blind taste testing, because I think a lot, in my experience, a lot of the prices are focused online, focused in your head, right?
Right.
If you do a blind taste testing and say, hey, there's a bottle of $1,500, $25, and $200, put them in there, and or do 5 of them, and here's 3 at 25 or less, 2 at 30, and then 1 more. The point is, a blind tasting tells you whether it's hype you're buying or quality juice. And
Right.
I can't stress blind tastings enough.
So here's the owner of, this is a plug for 1843.
Put any of our stuff.
I'm sure you don't mind, because I know what kind
I
of
have
guy
a
you
bottle
are
at
already. He's got a bottle at home himself.
Because if I just want a good quality bourbon, there you go.
Right.
I'm not paying for hype. I'm paying for juice.
For good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
there you go.
Put any of our things in a blind taste testing. Gins, rum, whiskey.
So
Good luck.
how successful have you been at making this a destination for people? Like you got like the Kentucky Trail and all that. You mentioned you have this Missouri Trail.
Yep.
How successful has that effort been, making this a destination for people to go and get all their? Is it a stamp or is it a sign off? Like how do they get that Missouri? You saw it Missouri Expedition or Missouri Trail?
Missouri Spirits Expedition.
Missouri Spirits Expedition.
And they get stamps as they go.
Stamps.
Checking in doesn't do anything. It's something we're trying to erase from the app. But the Missouri Spirits Expedition.
So I got to get a piece of paper.
We did away with that, and it's a free app you can download.
Okay.
From Apple or Android, Google, whatever. Missouri Spirits Expedition. That's it. You'll find it. And it comes up. And so you do stamps as you go to places. They're geo-fenced, so you can't we can't sit here and stamp a place from Kansas City right now because we're clearly not in Kansas City. We're in St. Louis.
I might just do it right now to make sure.
Go ahead. Do it right now. Yeah. Right there behind you is a QR code on top of that speaker. Yeah.
Let me just hold it up here for the viewers.
Yep. Scan that. That should take you to Apple or Android app.
Anybody that's here in Missouri, you can't. It's geo-fenced, so
you just can't stamp it without being there. Right. So the first people that did it were from out of state that completed the expedition. This has wide-ranging reach. People are fascinated by people that make spirits. Period. But to get the idea of meeting the people. You go to Kentucky and it's cool and they're amazing and there's horses around and everyone's having fun and it's great. And you get to meet this old retired folk that's a wonderful person that's giving you the tour, that was reading from a script, blah, blah, blah. That's different than coming to Missouri and going to visit the actual distilleries where you talk to the people that are actually making it and you're in their actual space and you're getting the nitty gritty. If you want a highly polished, commercialized tour where they just shepherd you through the rides to the gift store, then absolutely you should be in Kentucky.
Exit through the gift store, right?
Yeah, 100%. That's if you want a corporate designed, how do we homogenize this to make it very neutral and we don't offend anybody? Great, go do that. If you want to meet the people that are making your new favorite spirits, come to Missouri. Come visit our distilleries. See them for yourself. But reach out ahead of time because you can't just walk in everywhere because they're actually in there making it.
They're actually in there making it.
They're not just pushing play on the computer.
I've successfully created an account. So now I'm at, let's see if I can.
So now stamp still 6:30. Don't check in. We're getting rid of the check-in.
I just hit the stamp the passport.
You're on your way, sir.
I'm share. I'm going to share it too.
Please. And there's no time limit. So whenever you finish, you can go to any of the distilleries and get your bottle.
S capital S TIL capital L.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to share. I don't know where it shared to, but it's shared.
Me neither. I was going to ask you where to.
We'll find out.
You shared it. Cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
What else you got for me?
Yeah. Just we're digging through all this. We did this. I had a question here I came up with. I'm not sure it's really relevant. What's the one ingredient or detail you obsess over the most that people might miss?
Yeah. the ingredient changes with the spirit, right?
Or part of the process, maybe.
I'm focused on the product, right? So it's during the mash when I'm inputting the grain, at what temperatures, at what rate I'm putting it in, how well does it.
So that's all super critical.
Yeah. Oh, everything.
And you got no computer. You got no. You're not push and play.
I'm testing it. I'm tasting it. We're trying to figure out how do we get what's the right
so
amount
you're tasting
of
this
enzymes.
mash, and it probably doesn't taste very good.
Yeah. And then do I bother racking it to
taste
fermentation?
So you've acquired the taste.
Sometimes no.
Because this stuff is not. Am I right again? I'll say it again.
Yeah.
This stuff doesn't taste good in process.
No.
But you've acquired a taste to
for
know
what it should be like.
What should this taste like when I'm creating
100%.
this mash?
And the mashing and the fermenting are the most crucial steps. Distilling, well, infinitely crucial, is still controlled boiling to an extent, right? But your flavors are really decided on and built during mashing and fermentation, right? We double distill everything, so we run it through. Taking your cuts is huge. Deciding what you want to keep and what you don't, because you don't keep all the alcohol, right? When you're distilling at the same time.
You don't.
The first one, the stripping run, you're keeping all the alcohol. You're just trying to extract that alcohol quick, keep it all. The second distillation, the spirits run, you're trying to separate the good alcohols from the bad. And that means your heads, your hearts, and your tails. The heads are the first stuff that boils off. Acetaldehyde, acetone, nail polish remover. Nasty shit you don't want to drink. Sorry. But then you get into your hearts. The heart of the run, the good, clean, pure spirit goes into everything you're going to make. Is the best part. At the end, you have the tails, the tail end of the run. Fusel oils, fatty acids, other congeners. They're not necessarily bad. You just don't want too many of them. Depending upon what spirit you're trying to make will influence where you make your cuts. Whether you will make the cuts early or a little bit later really depends on whether you're barrel aging it or not. Okay?
Okay.
But doing those and going back to the gins, different botanicals come out at different points in the distillation.
So this is all in your recipe. You've got this all dialed in.
And you've got to know when to stop, when to start collecting, when to cut it off and say, okay, it's getting a little waxy and oily in there and I don't want that. But, we're still getting some of these good, juicy notes here and blah, blah, blah. Then after you're barrel aging it, when you're tasting it and it's coming out and you're watching it evolve, right? And you compare it to 6 months ago and 2 years ago, and you're like, okay, I see the trajectory it's on, but it's a little bit different than the last batch, or maybe it's right on par, and here we go. These are, myriad decision points from start to finish.
Wow.
Right? That's the art of this craft. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So final thoughts to people out there forging ahead, trying to be real, be themselves, dig into them, and just be present. We kind of covered that in the very beginning. We kind of dove in really deep to that.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on that point?
I couldn't reiterate what we kind of agreed on earlier anymore. So in the sense that be you, try your best, be authentic. I mean, just whatever you want to do.
It actually makes it simple, right?
This is your life. This
you
right
only
now.
Get one.
This is it.
Yeah.
Go do it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Right now. Period. It makes it simple. It drills it down, just like you said. What do I have to do? I have to get better at what I'm doing. Okay? Yeah, oh my God, that's everything. Sure. What am I doing right now? Okay. Take notes. Follow up on that. See how it worked out. Okay. What tweak did I make? Change one variable at a time. That's one of our big ethos things. You can't change a bunch of things.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing that you just said.
You don't know
huge.
whether you made a difference or not. You don't know what made the difference. You have to be able to identify what you did and what repercussions it had. So, yeah.
Well, Dave, thank you so much. I know you had a hectic day this morning, and you still sat down with me, and I just want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Pleasure. We've learned a lot about Still 630, and I hope Everybody here learned about what it means to have a distillery, learned about some of your products, the Missouri Spirits Expedition.
Yeah, go check us all out. We may not be your favorite. We should, but we might not be.
Yeah, but right here downtown by the Arch.
Right by the Arch. We're open every Friday night, 5 to 9. Cocktails, pours, and flights. Come on down.
Come on down. All right. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.